live. It's Monday. Happy new month, everybody. The last month of the 2024. So exciting.
So exciting. Get ready for the Santa rally, which feels like Christmas came early already, but it hasn't really just getting
Yeah.
started with this. I'm
And
so bullish for 2025.
and people
Can't
need to
contain
realize
myself.
that the total crypto market cap, before I start talking about XRP, people need to realize that this total crypto market cap just broke into all-time highs. It just broke into all-time highs. So this is the beginning, guys. It's just the beginning. It's not something that is probably like, oh no, it's going to crash. No, this is the beginning. 3 trillion. That's going to be your floor really for support. And I think only good things to come. Maybe even all the way up to the 29 trillion or the 123 trillion or whatever, right? The good things are coming to crypto. And
Oh,
for the
yeah,
things,
absolutely. I mean, just look at what from 2020 to 20.
yeah. So I mean, for those that are saying things are not going to happen, well, just look at what XRP is doing, right? So speaking of XRP, I was focused on that first, and yeah, we are starting early. So for you guys that are sending the comments early, I will start with this, and the others can catch up later. But I did a weekly crypto update for my Patreon people last night, and this is what I told them, right? That it closed from the all-time high to the low back in March of 2020. It closed not only above the 786, but it also closed above the 886 Fibonacci level 2.25877. So it was a twofer, right? And now look at what's happening. It doesn't seem like it wants to go lower than 225. It really tried this morning. It tried. It's like, okay, I'll get down to 222 or 23, and that's about it. That's all it had, right? That's it. And now it's trying for a continuation. So people that are looking for a pullback, I mentioned on my Patreon last night that they might be disappointed because this thing might be going into all-time highs this month, maybe even this week. We don't know, right? But this is something bullish, and I want to show you this 786, guys, exactly, because back in 21, it never closed a weekly candle above it right here. Never, never, never. And that's why it never broke out. Because I always say if it's above the 786, it usually goes into all-time highs. And it never happened here, so that's why it never went to all-time highs. And it also got blocked by my ARC as well. And we can see that it finally broke it. So this is uncharted territory for XRP. Not only that, with the monthly Ichimoku right here, uncharted territory with that. It's never had a monthly candle close above it ever in the history. Not even here, because there was no cloud over here back in 2017, right? There was no monthly cloud. And in 2021, it can never close a monthly candle above it. So this is uncharted territory for XRP, and this means that it's going to be beautiful. And I think it's going maybe to a minimum of $8 soon, right? I think that's probably going to be sometime maybe Q1, Q2 next year. That'll probably be $8 to $9, maybe even up to 13, right? So I think what we're seeing now is something delicious and something that's real. So people that think that it's going to crash, I think they're mistaken, and they're going to miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Which I was saying all right here when it kept on maintaining support. I'm like, yes, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. And people are like, oh, you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid. No, this was the time to accumulate, and that's when people don't want to do it. And that's when I was saying this is a great opportunity. And sure enough, it just broke out, and look at it go. So with that said, enough for me about XRP. What about you, Steve Tracker?
Well, I have my XRP chart here, but I just do my, and normally what would happen is once we got to this 764 rate here, 264,604, I would expect a pullback to the 382 down here for $1.38, and then from there it goes on to 469, back to the 100%. Sorry, I've got all these. Let me just and back to percent it goes on to the $2. But what I'm worried about the show doesn't think it needs to go back test this at all, and I'm more than willing to agree with him. I really don't want to see it go back. Actually, don't telling me don't sell any XRP ahead of anything else. Like just let it run, and let's see what happens. If it fell below 177, maybe it might go for the 132, but there may be zero pullback. So don't sell ahead of 264. Just let it run and let's see what happens. Because it could just candle up like Matt says and not even, because what we can have, let me think, can I demonstrate this? It'll just be a large ABC. The whole thing, here you, ABC. From here, that could be A, B, and then C, and it just goes up and doesn't, with nary a pullback. Obviously, we have this price actions. It's kind of going through here. It's not going to $100. This is Matt's old XRP chart, by the way. I'm putting this on, but this could, or maybe it's a high a B, and then a slightly higher C. So he's got like $9 that it's going to. He just showed you. So yeah, if you're an XRP now, great. Just stay there. Don't make a move. Let's just see if this thing goes to 9 before we get hasty. And that's all I got to say about XRP. I'm saying Matt's chart is superior. I'm taking a step back on this one.
Yeah. I think we have some other requests coming in with there's a Palantir and a DXYZ and Coin. Actually, I wanted to do Coin real quick, just to stick to the crypto trade. Maybe let's just do Coin and MSTR quickly. Don't need to do Bitcoin simply because there's really nothing going on with Bitcoin, and because of that, there might not be anything going on with Coin or MSTR as well. But Coin is beautiful. Like it's really building a nice foundation right here above my blue arc. So it's also a breakout. It's also a higher high from this wick right here in March. It's just stuck under the 318 resistance. So no big deal, right? Coin is fine. It's just give it time. It's just waiting for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin might be boring for a little bit because, I mean, look at XRP. It's at 242. It's a rotation into altcoins, and even like HBAR, it's at 24 cents. So just let Bitcoin, let Coin, let MSTR, and all their little derivatives be boring for a little bit, right? Just let them be boring for a little bit because it just needs time. And with everything, with the market, sometimes you just need patience to get rewarded. And XRP is the perfect example of that. If you had the patience, you are getting rewarded. If you didn't, you missed out. So the same thing is going to happen to Coin. If you're patient, you're going to get rewarded because it's almost a guarantee it's going to go to all-time highs, right? I'm not going to say 100%, but it's above the 786, right? And it's trying to get above the 886. And like I always say, anything above the 786 usually tries to get into all-time highs the majority of the time. So the probability in your favor of getting to maybe $800 is probably higher than not. So that is my take on Coin and MSTR right here. It's basically no change, right? We can see that it hit its 1.618 on log scale, by the way. And now it just needs time, right? It front ran everything. It already broke out huge, right? So this is a patience game too. Do I think it's over at 500? No, I don't. But do I think it's going to be stuck in this range for a while? Yes, I do. Which also means probably MSTX, MSTU might be stuck in a range for a while, but it could be just opportunities to accumulate before it tries to make its next leg higher. So your support still sits maybe around 350 for MSTR. So with that said, Tracker, on to you.
Yeah, let's see. Let me show you my MSTX chart because I'm super, super excited about MSTX. This is what I've been showing all my subscribers for the last couple of weeks. No, just for last week, since last Monday, really. All the action we just had, the MSTX ramp, to $235 and then back down to $75.61. Made a one. It's just getting started. All the action happened to be AB 1, 2, and now are in the beginning of and so all of the when my three, this is all the sub 1 of 3, sub 2 of 3, then 4 and 5. I just kind of shortcut over all of wave 3, all of wave 4, all of wave 5 takes us to 500. That's 468% higher than where we are right now with MSTX. So that's why MSTX is my number one position right now in my portfolio. It represents more than a quarter of my portfolio is in MSTX, and I got 75.61. Yeah, it could dip some more. We could even get another false start to like approaches maybe the bottom of this cloud here. That's mid-December, December 16th. And then falls over again. That's fine. I can trade that all day. Yeah, my next price target for MXTX is $235. Same thing with MicroStrategy, the basis of MSTX. All of this was just a wave 1 and a wave 2. And so my new wave 3 sub 1 takes us to 750, back to 544. All of wave 3 goes to $1,083. The back test to 877, and then all the way up to this wave 5 tops out at 1,622. Then all that becomes a wave 1. You get a wave 2 pullback, and then after that, money doesn't mean anything anymore. Matt?
Yeah.
Back to you.
I'm here.
Oh, that's all I was going to say about the. What else do you want to cover?
Whatever. I mean, a lot of people,
Okay.
DXYZ, people are talking about that. We had a nice comment too about somebody said this right here. Good morning, guys. Just found your account and started to watch your daily updates. Love your updates. And we have a daily watcher now, so that's fantastic.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And thank you to all of our regular watchers too. You guys are great. You're the salt of the earth. You're why we do this. We're here to help. After a absolutely stunning liftoff, did a deorbit burn, and now it's ready to go to Mars, basically. It's already, this is all of wave 1, all of wave 2 back to 2660. My wave 3 sub 1 target is 5665, and it's well on its way there. 4160, the 30.2% fib. On up to 138.2% fib at 80.95. Then back test to 100% fib at 65.93. And finally tops out in wave 5, perhaps in as soon as 50 days. If this pair, I've been using this hyperbolic tool just for about 2 weeks now. It's kind of new. I'm getting new to it. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to follow this moving average 35 or cut through price action. But as I get used to it, you guys will get better results out of it, I think. But maybe in as soon as 50 days, DXYZ could hit $120.28. And remember, in 2025, SpaceX, oh, by the way, DXYZ has a large stake in SpaceX. That's why it's been doing so great, because they've had all these awesome Starship launches, right? And they're the first big catch. Well, in 2025, SpaceX is going to be greatly accelerating its launch schedule. So we're going to see like hundreds of launches in 2025. And that's going to get like everyone really excited about the space race all over again. And that's one of the reasons why I'm excited about DXYZ. Let's see what else we got.
I see. Well, we should just talk about Tesla. Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't. We always forget recently because there's so much other excitement.
Tesla is exciting. It's all, but for me, it's almost like a foregone conclusion, right? It's going to go. Yeah. It's going to reach the all-time high. That's all there is to it. It's got to go back to a 414.50. My chart tells me that it might be a near miss the very first time. So just remember, a reminder again: the all-time high is 414.50. I'm sorry, this chart is so messy. Actually, I guess if I do it on an 8-hour chart, there was a time where it actually went as high as 417.41. So we're going to get retest that all-time high. My TA right now says it's likely it's going to be a near miss the first time, like it just asymptotically approaches it, can't get to it, falls over, and then we could get a retrace back to this 50%. No, not that one. Not that one. 1-3. Oh, this is the wrong place. It's just absolutely the wrong place. The 100% fib at 330 the dip. Sometimes it comes back, it gets more bullish, and maybe it can't make it under the 123.6. So maybe let's say a pullback. That's probably 0.61. Yeah, let's just say.
I think the cold weather is affecting your audio. It's like cutting in and out a lot.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. It might be because I'm around the corner from the router.
Yeah.
I got it. I apologize, guys, but so a near miss maybe the first time for 414.50, 417.41, the pullback to 383, and then we get the breakthrough, and the next target for the wave 3, all wave 3 takes us to 721.75, the back test of 514, and then basically 1,085.83. Or if it doesn't do it 5 waves up and just simply does an A, B, C, 710.59 is my wave C corrective target. Like it's basically correcting to the upside to hit something that it was always meant to get to before now. It's weird to explain it, but in my brain it works. A corrective wave to 710.59 if it has no pullback and just blasts right through that 417.41, 414.50 high. So that's where I'll be looking. I'll be watching that carefully. We're just not there yet, so I haven't been watching very carefully. It's making its way to the all-time. We're not there yet, but we're getting closer. Currently trading for 352 in pre-market. People got excited on Robinhood last night when it was like up 7%. Like, well, just wait till tomorrow, guys. Wait till the next week. That's what.
Yeah,
and back to you.
Yeah. So really no change. I mean, yeah, it's up pre-market. It's up $6. But I mean, it's only 2%, guys. I want my XRP gains, so I can't really focus on it right now. But
right. It was up $7, not up 7%. Correct.
Yeah. So it's the 786, right? This is the goal. Get above that, stay above that, and then it'll be all-time highs, right? That's exactly all I care about. So it looks like another weekly candle is going to open above the 786, just like last week. But is it going to close above it, unlike last week? So that's the question. So 347.58, that's all I'm watching. Just build a base on top of it, and then it can go higher. So don't care about anything else, just that number right there. That's it. Nothing else. So with that said, I had somebody say if I'm going to be doing the indices, golden parachute. Yeah, why not? I didn't really start with them just because there's no change. I mean, they broke out, SPY broke out all-time highs. It could just continue up to the 700s, right? The QQQ, same thing. It broke out into all-time highs basically a couple weeks ago, and now it's just right there. Support is still 497. No change at all. It looks like a previous resistance is flipping to support. That's it. So everything seems to be just building a foundation to try to go higher. And IWM, same situation. It's really, 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 really trying to break into all-time highs, 244.46. So that's really the number to watch. If it breaks that, then it's game on. And then I think also altcoins can really start outperforming Bitcoin too once that happens as well. So just pay attention to that 244.46 as a resistance for IWM. And with that, I think, there's a Palantir request too. Also, still no change for me. It's just stuck in a range between the 1.618 and the 1.414, 6118 and 6915. So this is the range I see. One thing I can do, though, is just put on the Bollinger Bands, and we can see that it's still pushing price up as support. So that's 66.53. As long as it keeps pushing it up as support, it's going to go higher. But the moment it closes a week underneath that, then it's probably going to cool down for a bit. So that's all we got to pay attention to for momentum. Keep on watching that weekly Bollinger Band to see if it's still going to be support week after week after week. During last week, it did go below it, but it closed the week above, so it was still support. So good things to come. It might just be wanting to go to the $70 range, and we'll see how price reacts there. And you got Palantir tracker.
I was just going to pull it up and show. My 5 waves up takes it to 77.77 now. It kind of broke my wave chart for a wave 3, wave 4 pullback. I'm starting to get this feeling like maybe doing like a giant ABC. I mean, just look at this chart. It is nutso. But you can't do it from there. I've never seen anything like it. Palantir is just, it looks like what you would expect to see from an IPO takeoff, right? Like, look at this IPO takeoff where it ran up to $44. And it's like it's doing it all over again. Like with IPO takeoff, I usually look for it to top out, and then I immediately do a retrace till I start looking for where it's going to backtest to. This thing is just going berserk. And we've talked about it in other shows. Palantir, they're just at the tip of the iceberg for their total addressable market. I mean, the more people use the product, the more people are going to want to use the product, which just keeps chaining like that. Like, it's just like everyone was using Microsoft's Windows software on their PCs in the early days of when we got computers in the office and kicked all the typewriters out. That's what Palantir is going to be doing. Their software is going to start replacing every other software out there for inter-office work, basically, is the way I see it. It's the new Microsoft Word of the office. Everyone's going to be using it. This is, I don't have an ETA for this other than go with Matt's chart, because Palantir keeps breaking every prediction I make. There's been nothing like it in my 15 years of doing this stuff, and in my 6 years of doing Elliott wave trading.
As Kat would say, it's escape velocity. That's what's happening to it.
It's totally escape velocity. It's just going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, all the people that tried to fade it going on the way up, taking profits too soon, it's just, there was no need to, because it was just very, very, very bullish the whole time. And I think people are making the same mistake with crypto right now too, taking profits too early. And they're probably going to make the same mistake with Tesla too, taking profits too early. So this is something that is going to be a trend probably in this exponential age. And things could be quite explosive beyond people's wildest imaginations, and it's going to leave most people behind, but hopefully nobody listening to this show.
Sorry, yeah, I'm having audio drops. Let's see. I saw a request for NIO. This one's like this is a falling knife. It does have a higher low than where it bottomed out before. It's not very pretty from where it dropped from up here at $67. But if it can do a stick save and pivot somehow their business model or whatever and pull back out, then I would expect to see an ABC retrace back to 61.8% of the all-time high from this low. So look for it to get to 27.82 next if it can do it, with pullback to 18.57 and then 42.78. And then if that can hold a support wave, right now NIO is just it's tricky. It's below my weekly moving average 75. That's this orange line. I love moving average 75 because it's a perfect amalgamation. It's a perfect right between the 50 and the 100. And so like the 50 represents like the prevailing view, and the one represents the counter view. So everyone, the prevailing view right now is NIO is like bearish, right? And then if they want to flip this thing to bullish, they've got to get it to and then above the moving average 100. So every time the market thinks that maybe it can manage it this time, they have to cross the 75. If they get up to the 75 and can't cross it, then that just means that the prevailing sentiment is still winning. So anyway, long story short, put a moving average 75, a simple moving average on all of your charts. It doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at. It's always amazingly predictive. And you'll find that actually in almost all cases, it feels. So that's your battleground. Like if the Ichimoku clouds are the battleground, then the moving average 75 is the picket line between the two sides. And there you have it. It's like where they've all got their sights, like to hit people that try to cross the no man's land right there. Here's my little metaphor. Let's see, NIO. ADS? Well, that's a crypto, isn't it?
Yeah, I can do ADS. I can do ADS real quick. I know a lot of people care about it.
Let me do Rocket Lab real quick, and then I'll let you take
go ahead,
ADS. Rocket Lab is rocketing up. It already finished its wave 3 sub 1, wave 3 sub 2. It is now in the heart of the wave 3, the longest, strongest wave in the Elliott wave setup. So yeah, I like it from here to 41.71. Could see a pullback to 34.69, and then top out this wave 5, this impulsive cycle to $60.08. And I've got like 11 days question mark, because that's what it seems to. That's what it looks like. So this one's pretty high on my. I've got a spreadsheet that I rate stocks by percentage gains divided by time. So the hottest stocks are at the top of my top 20, and Rocket Labs is in that top 10 right now. All right, and then back to you for ADS.
Yeah, I'll do some ADS here. So good close. I had a good weekly candle close yesterday above the conversion line there at 0.1868, and that was fantastic. So now the next stop is the 618, 0.23. So this is the goal. And the reason why it's the goal is because you just look to the left. It got stopped out right here, right here, right here. So it never really has maintained momentum above that. So once it gets above the 23 cents, then I think it'll be able to build a base and go higher. But until then, this is still going to be resistance for ADS.
It's still refueling the rocket at the launch pad.
Yeah. So it's a bullish chart. It's above the cloud. It's above the 50%. But it's an obvious rejection over the 618 over and over again. So that's the goal. Get above it. It goes higher. All right. And with that said, what else is on the menu here? So much.
I've got some good news for Crocs owners.
Ooh, go ahead. Yeah, let's see.
They're going to be style for a very long time, according to my chart.
Yeah, you go first. I'll do mine second.
Makers of this fine. It's in its. This was a wave start, wave 1, wave 2. Now it's in wave 3. Wave sub 1, sub 2 are complete, and it's well on its way into the heart of the wave 3. It'll top out at 272.38 is what I've got. It belongs there. And then because it left from the 618 and the 236, I'm sorry about all these. Let me get rid of these. Because it left below the 236, it's probably going to top out at 123.6 at 272.38 back to 185.96. And then the wave 5 finishes on my chart this cycle at $455.47. That's from where price is currently. If you just bought it now and never sold it until it hit, if the potential came through, 326% higher from now for Crocs. As far as timing, I don't have no timing, but you go ahead, Matt, and I'll try to figure this out.
Yeah, so let me switch to mine right here. We'll go to Crocs. So this is one of the exceptions for getting back above the 786 and going higher, right? It did get it back above it, the 786 right here, but it didn't maintain it. and it actually got rejected by the 886 up here, and now it's even below the 618, which is resistance again. So, and the 200-week moving average, and that means I don't know if I like it yet until it can get on top of that 108.38. That is the goal. Get above that, then this thing can go higher. But until then, it seems like it's trapped to me. It seems like 108 is resistance, and if it can't break above, it might actually need to come back down to 92. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that 108 20 108.38 as the 618 fib.
Very good. And so far, my tool says it would take 966 days to reach $455. Is my little prediction here, running this from down here. So it'll be a few years to get that high. I guess they're gonna, maybe when they have to have new footwear on Mars, Crocs will have something out by then. These are the jokes, folks. I'm kidding. You probably couldn't hear it. It was probably all broken up. You couldn't even hear what I was saying. Sorry about the signal this morning. We could do Velo.
I think it's a crypto Velo. Yeah.
Matt, do you have a Cyber Monday deal for your service? Oh no, I missed out.
They missed out because I had a whole deal where I had the price set low, and on December 1st, yesterday, I increased the price. So the people that got in before December 1st are locked in at the lower price, but now the new people pay more. So that was the special, simply because I'm getting too busy with it. So because of that, the price has to go up.
All right, Matt, I'm getting some hate for my my signal cutouts. Why don't you take the rest of the show from here?
Let's see. Well, no, we can try. We can try, but just speak super slow. No. Velo, whatever you want to call it. It's above the cloud.
That's a good idea.
It's above the cloud. It's above the orange level of my GAN. So it looks like it has potential to build a base above the 0.0174. And if that happens, it can go higher. So not much there. Just stay above the cloud and above the orange level. And I think it's going to be good. I do see a square, a block square. So it's good, right? It's really good. It broke out above the arc. So whether or not it needs to go back down to test my arc is still undecided. So if it did need to do that this week, that would be around $84. But if not, then it can maybe continue up to the 111.97, the 200-week moving average. So I think this is a breakout. It's most likely going to continue higher. But when you look to the left right here, you can see some wicks right here, a wick over here, wicks over here, and even wicks as support with this candle over here. So I think it's at a important resistance zone currently. So it really needs to focus on if it can break out of that range or if it needs to go back to retest support. But either way, it's bullish, right? Because it broke out above the arc. So this is how you need to look at it. I think it will go higher over time, just not sure exactly when. So
I'm doing grab here. I can show what I've got here. This is a stock I hadn't even heard of, but one of my dedicated followers asked me this morning about it. He said people where he is in his workspace are talking about grab like they used to talk about Palantir. I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry, but this is the grab chart, and
they're everywhere. If you go to Asia, you take a grab everywhere. Yeah.
What is grab?
It's like an Uber. So like they had it when I was living in Bali. They have grab motorbikes. They have grab cars, and you just order it just like on the app of Uber, and you can actually pay in cash too if you wanted to choose that option. So it's all over Asia, all over everywhere. And
wow! All right. Well, then from its low of $2.19, currently at $5. If it does an ABC retrace back to its all-time high, it would go to 382 for $8.27 right here, then down to $5.95 for the wave B, and then the wave C culminates up here the 618% at $12.03. So, and then what that's from where prices right now, that's 141% higher. And then maybe that can become its wave 1 with a pullback, 5-wave consolidation down to wave 2, and then that becomes the 1-2, and it gets bigger from there. But that's what I've got for grab right now. And it looks like it might take a while. It's a pretty slow chart. So, it's a long-term hold if you buy into it, unless it does something crazy right next year. I mean, it could do. I guess it could do, this, something like that, and then 764. But that would be nuts, and that would, that's still 2025 for all that. Anyway, this is what I would expect to see it anyway for now. Not necessarily next Palantir, but grab, guys. There you go. The slow boat, maybe. The scenic route.
Okay. So what is next on the list here? We got a few more minutes left.
Here's my GME chart. It hasn't changed ever since we hit this low of $17.57 back here in May. And so it's all the same. It's basically going to. I think it's on a daily chart. Yeah, there we go. The drawing looks all wonky. Oh, this is wonky too. You take a screenshot of this. It hasn't changed from the last 3 times I showed it. Actually 30 times I showed it. It should go if it can, as long as it holds 1757 is the low. It should eventually push $71 back to 44. If it doesn't crash out after $44, then it'll go to 114.51. If it doesn't crash out after retesting $87, then it will go for 43, and that's what I've got for GME. I've got 609 days. I guess that's 2 years.
Yeah, for me on GME, it still needs to get above like that 29.50, 29.70, like above that angle I kept on talking about. And until then, it's just doing nothing. So I'm just gonna wait on that one.
It's not nearly as exciting as all the crypto stuff going on.
No, not.
I just want to take 1 second and say, like, I had an underwhelming appreciation for the monthly candles until I met you, Matt. And now it's so clear. Like, the monthly candles mean everything in this game. And
especially the monthly Ichimoku too. Like, people underestimate the power of the Ichimoku, but it's like super amazing on the monthly chart, in my opinion.
Yeah, and just like all the shenanigans that happen just going into the end of the month and the beginning of the next month, like all that price action just gets really wild, and it's definitely deserving of your attention. Every time we come up towards the end of the month, look for them to like do all that sell pressure, and then flip it when the month starts, right? Or it's the reverse. Like we have the August carry trade, August 5th. Like everything looks so good at the end of July, and then what happens as soon as it flips a month, boom, they crash it right down to the ground. So yeah, mind the gap every time a month flips over the next month. That's all I wanted to say about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think we can do one more. So go ahead and tracker choice. Which one?
Oh my gosh. Well, this one's kind of boring, but I think it's reliable. My NVIDIA chart. Should I do this on an 8-hour?
Yeah, all the big tech names are very boring right now. Why? Because the rotation going on to the exciting things like your Tesla or your HIMS or all that kind of stuff. Yeah, go on.
Exactly. I'm even seeing like narratives, like the bearish narratives coming out again. Oh, NVIDIA is gonna fail because all these other things are happening now. But it's still a really bullish chart. And even though it looks like it extended my wave 4 down here a little deeper, I still have it going to $182.63 next. And that's it's like in the wave 5 now. So 182.63 is my next target. And then if that gets a retrace, and then that all builds into a larger degree, 1, 2, then, this thing just keeps going. It gets kind of crazy. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is a wave 5 subwave. No, this is just my wave 3. I'm sorry. 182.63 is the top of my wave 3 with a pullback to 162. And then this cycle tops out at $269, 922. So yeah, 182 next, pull back to 162, tops out at 269. And that's my NVIDIA chart. And it hasn't changed for a while either, even though we got a slightly deeper 4. It's fine. It's just almost a diagonal though.
Yeah, my thoughts are the same too. No change. Like right now, it's just in a range. So until that range breaks, it's going to be boring. With that said, guys, I think we'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Mattsby and Tracker Show.
I know. All right, I'll let you go, Matt. I'm sorry. If you guys want to see Archery Aviation, I'll post this chart publicly for everybody to see. It looks pretty good, though. I think it's going to go to $15.94 after a pullback to $7.03 here next. And take your screenshot, and there you go. That's my Archer Aviation chart right now. So I'm looking for the pullback on this one. Matt, always a pleasure. We're going to do the Triumvirate show tomorrow night.
Right? Oh, yeah, we are.
Actually, we're supposed to.
Wait. I think Kat is still on holiday, so
he is on holiday.
think no Triumvirate show tomorrow. So,
well, that's fine. It'll give you more time to concentrate. Matt's been so busy, guys. He's working so hard for his Patreon members. So yes. I highly recommend, even though the price just went up a little bit, if you're not one of Matt's Patreon members, follow him. His TA is amazing. If I wasn't doing this, if I wasn't trying to do my own thing, I would simply follow Matt for all of my my investing and trading. And there you go. There's my trackers. Yeah. That's my.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.